Hello, YouTube. How are you guys doing? I'm so happy to actually be talking to you guys. I really want to put more effort in my YouTube channel. I think that I really want to do more YouTube video, and I'm really grateful that you're here, and I'm really grateful to share my thoughts with you guys. So I want to say thank you to Guru Energy for sending me a bunch of energy drink. And it's their new flavor and it's so good. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. I just love it. And it's pink, so it fits. It's pretty, it's good, it's affordable. Like, what do you want more? Like, it's just, oh, love that. So good. You guys know, like, every time I record a podcast, I get a little bit stressed because in my audio for Spotify, I don't edit anything. So it's like just the raw audio, and having to speak like for 20-25 minutes without editing, without starting back again, it's really hard. Because I do speak French. This is my first language. So when I speak for like 20-25 minutes in English, it's really hard, but I like it because it's really getting me out of my comfort zone and it made me practice my English. So, and anyway, I mean, like, if I fuck up my word, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it happens, and I just think that I'm good to like do content in English even though it's not my first language. So you should always be proud of yourself, and yeah. Welcome back to my podcast. I hope you're doing well. I am doing so good. I'm pretty excited to record this episode today. Before starting the podcast, though, if you could just go and give the podcast a 5-star review on Spotify, I would appreciate it so much because it really helped me to grow my podcast, grow a bigger audience, so I can help more people. But let's get right into the subject of the week. This week, I really wanted to talk about not wanting kids as a woman. I feel like it's a big struggle for me and maybe a lot of women who does not want kids. I get a lot of judgment. I get a lot of pressure every time I say I don't want kids. It's such a big argument every time. I don't remember like one person like respecting my choice, and the only people that respect my choice are the people that do not want kid either. So let's talk about it because it's a big problem, and I want to bring awareness to it and maybe try and make people understand my point of view when I say I don't want kids, and maybe make them respect my choice a little bit more. And I feel like maybe a lot of women have this struggle too. So let's talk about it. The first problem that I have when I say I do not want kids is that people always try to change my mind, and I don't know why. Like, it's so weird to me because in my head, like, it's my life. So why would you try and change my mind on that? Because me not wanting kids, it's not gonna affect your life, okay? It's not. And it's always like an argument. Every time I tell someone I do not want kids, they're always like, you're so young, you're gonna change your mind, you're gonna see. Like, bitch, I do not want kids. I never wanted kids. I remember when I was younger, I never wanted kids. I saw my friend in high school telling me that they wanted like 2 kids, 1 girl, 1 boy, and I was like, I don't want kids. Like, I don't have the need to have kids. Like, I do not want kids. And even though now I'm 23 years old and it haven't changed, like, I still do not want kids. It's just not for me. So it's always a constant battle with other people, and I always feel like I have to prove myself and like put my feet on the ground and say to them, like, I do not want kids, please respect my choice. And even though I tell them that, it's, oh my god, it's just a constant battle, and it's so annoying. So I try to just like not get into that kind of conversation because I know how it's gonna go. There's many people that's gonna respect my choice. But I would say like most of the time that I talk about that, most of the time people are gonna argue with me and try to change my mind, and it's so annoying. So please, if you ever did that in your life, try to tell someone that they're gonna change their mind on having kids. Please stop, because it's really annoying, and I feel like my choices of not wanting kids is not respected, and I think it's so sad. But anyways, the other thing I struggle with is the judgment from men, especially on social media, I would say, because when I say on social media that I do not want kids, men go crazy in the comment section. Okay, they're always like, but you're a woman, like you gotta get the generation going, like you're a woman, you should have kids, like blah blah blah. Like, why is it your problem that I do not want kids? I swear to God that there was this one time on TikTok I posted a video about me saying that I don't want kids, and there was this man, like I feel like he was in a battle with me, like he was trying to convince me otherwise so much. He was like, many of your generation fought for you to be here, and you're just gonna end it there because you do not want kids, you're so selfish, blah blah blah. He was insulting me, and I was like, baby girl, like calm down, like why are you arguing with me? Like, why do you care? Like, you don't even know me, why do you care? And it's so annoying, like especially if it's a man try to change my mind. Like, you don't have a say into what I do with my body. Okay, so don't think because you're a man I'm gonna care about what you think and what you want me to do with my body, because it doesn't make sense. And I feel like it's so weird to me. Okay, like don't comment on other women's like body, don't comment about the choice they make about their body, just mind your business. Okay. Another point that I think it's really hard for me in my life when I don't want kids is the dating part, because every time I meet a new man, it's always a deal breaker, you know, like you meet someone new and you're like, do you want kids? Like, what do you want your future to look like? So when I say I don't want kids, you know, like most men, they do want kids. So it's almost always a deal breaker of like, well, you do want kids, I don't want kids. So like clearly we're not going to be able to build a future together, even though like we vibe so much, we have a good energy and we like each other. Me not wanting kids and him wanting kids, it's a deal breaker, because I don't want you to like give up on something that you really want just to be with me, and I'm not gonna give up on something that I do want to be with you. So it's always a deal breaker, and it's really sad because it makes the dating part so hard, even though like it's already really hard to date in our generation. So it makes it just harder, and I think it's just so sad because there's not a lot of men who don't want kids, and it's hard to find. So finding a man who's respectful, cute, funny, and don't want kids, like where are you at? Like where are you at? Because it's so rare. Other things that I think it's really weird to me is that when people ask me, they say, who's gonna take care of you when you're older? And my point of view on this is that, first of all, if you make kids just because you want someone to take care of you when you're old, that is selfish. I mean, that is so selfish. And even though like when I'm gonna be old, I'm just gonna go into like a house where they take care of old people. I don't know how it's called in English, but you know, like the house where you get like nurses who take care of you. Like, I'm just gonna go there and I'm gonna die there. So I don't care. And I would not want to like make kid just because I want someone to take care of me. Like, no, they have people for that, they have job for that. So like to me, it's just like really selfish, and it just make no sense to me when someone asks me that, because I'm like, is your only point of having kids is to having someone to take care of you when you're old? Like, this is so weird. So let me just take a sip of my guru energy. By the way, they sent me like a whole package of their new flavor, and you guys, this is so good. I'm addicted already, but I'm really grateful, so really excited. Other thing that I think it's really, it annoys me, like it's even if it makes me mad, is that like men who do not want kids, we don't care about them, okay? Like when a man tell the people that they don't want kids, we don't argue with them. We don't say like, you're gonna change your mind, blah blah blah, like yada yada yada. Like, we just don't care. But when a woman say that she does not want kids, it's the end of the world. Like, we have to change her mind, you know? Like, it's just so weird to me, and it makes me so mad, because like, this is just so sexist to me. So that's pretty much it for the part where I think it makes my life a little bit harder. I'm gonna tell you now that the reason why I don't want kids, because maybe it's gonna help people understand my point of view, and it's gonna make people maybe respect my choice a little bit more. And I think it's important, because I got a long list. I'm not gonna tell you like all the reason, but I'm gonna tell you the more important point about why I don't want kids. So the first point is money wise. Like, kids, they cost a lot of their money, like, and I don't want to say that I'm selfish, but I work hard for my money, and like, I don't want to spend like all of my money on my kids. Like, I don't want that, because I just don't want kids. So I would be so mad to like spend a lot of money on a kid. And I feel like when you have kids, when you decide to have kids, like, you gotta be like really financially stable. Like, I see a lot of people struggling, parents struggling to like make the end of the month's meet, and they struggle a lot, and even sometimes they don't eat because they want their kids to eat. And to me, I would never want to be in that situation. And I know it's not, most of the time they do not decide to be in that position, and that's okay. But personally, like, if I ever want kids, if I ever do have kids, like, I want to be rich. I want to be financially stable for me, my kid, and my family. Like, I do not want to struggle to make ends meet, and I just want to be comfortable. But even though like kids, anyways, they cost a lot of money, so you gotta make sure that you have enough money for you and your kid to live, and even a little bit more, because you never know what can happen in life. So that's pretty much it. Also, the reason why I don't want kids is because of the job that I do. I'm a content creator, business owner. I work a lot, okay? And I cannot like have a kid because I work too much. I don't have time for this. Like, I have 2 cats at home, and it's way enough, okay? Like, when I want to travel, it's enough like problem to find someone to go check up on my cats. Imagine me having kids. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna stay home all day, and like, no, there's just no way. I just don't have time for that, and I don't want to make time for that, you know? Like, I love my work, I love to travel, I love to be free. And that brings me to my other point, is that I love my freedom. And when you have kids, you have to dedicate your life to your kids, okay, until they're like at least 18. And I don't want to spend 18 years of my life for someone else. And I know you're gonna call me selfish, but I just don't care. Like, honestly, this is my life. And for someone like me who do not want kids, like, it's literally giving up on your freedom. And I just couldn't be like that. Like, I don't want to give up on my freedom. It's just impossible for me. And also, for the future, when I think about having kids, I think a lot about the future, because it's cute now that you do kids now, like you make kids right now, but like when they're gonna grow up, you gotta think about that, okay? Because I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, I'm 23 years old and I am struggling. I cannot imagine my kids in like fucking 18 years how they are gonna struggle, because inflation is crazy. Like, you gotta be smart, you gotta make money, and you gotta work a lot just to live normally. And I'm lucky personally to be doing the job that I'm doing right now, because I mean, I'm into business, I make money, and I'm financially stable, but I work really, really, really hard to get to that point. And I see, like, in the society, a lot of people are struggling financially, and they work a lot too. Like, they just have like normal job, they have a pretty decent salary, and they struggle to live normally. And I can't imagine my kids in fucking 20 years. Like, I don't know how it's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be way more shitty than it is right now, because it's starting to get really, really shitty for us young people. So I would not want my kids to live that, as simply as that. Like, no, there's no point. But that brings me to my earlier point that if I have a kid, I want to be rich so I can help him, you know? But anyways, I don't want kids, so it's not a problem for me. I'm gonna keep my money and my freedom. But anyways, I always had also a fear of getting pregnant and giving birth. Like, it's almost a phobia for me to give birth. I swear to God, it's my worst fear. Like, women who gives birth, they are superhero. Like, I admire them, because I could never do that. They are so strong, and it's so scary to me, okay? Because you have so much effect of being pregnant, and I could not imagine being pregnant and giving birth. It scares me so much. It looks like it hurt like hell, and I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that. Like, I want to keep my body, and I don't want to be hurt like that, as simply as that. And another thing is that if I ever have a kid, like maybe when I'm 40 and I'm like, oh, finally, like, I want a kid, like, I'm gonna adopt, because there's a lot of kids who don't have any parents. So why would I make another one when there's a bunch of kids who just want a loving family? You know, like, that's why I will never be pregnant, like, ever again. I feel like there's so much kid that needs a home, and I would just not make a kid myself just because I want him to look like me. Like, to me, again, this is selfish, because I mean, there's a bunch of kids who don't have any parents, and you're gonna make another one into the world just because you want your kid to look like you. I mean, I get it, but I just have a different point of view on this, and both perception are totally okay. So, I mean, I respect everyone's choices, but I just think that it's sad that not a lot of people respect my choice of not having kids. And I think that it's every woman's struggle who don't want kids, that all that I said, like, every woman who does not want kids, they experience this. And I think it's just like really, really sad. But to finish up this episode, because I feel like I keep repeating myself, I want to say that having kids is a big decision that you gotta think about, and it's not for everyone, and that's totally okay. I do admire people who do have kids, because it takes a lot of will, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of work, and I admire that, but I just personally cannot do that. And I feel like we should really stop pressuring women and judging women who do not want kids. I really want to bring awareness to that, because most of my life I got pressured and I got judged because I don't want kids, and I'm a woman, I should want kids. But that's just not it. That's just not how life is. And there's a lot of women who do not want kids. And we should all respect each other and let each other live and mind our business, you know? So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you liked this episode. I know that sometimes not a lot of people will agree on what I say, but I mean, I don't really care because that's my point of view. So I don't really care. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any feedback about this, let me know. I mean, DM me on Instagram. I would love to hear your point of view about this. I know it's a touchy subject, and I feel like a lot of people have a lot of opinion about this. So let me know your feedback. What do you think about it? And don't be shy. Go give the podcast a 5-star review on Spotify. I would appreciate it so much. So I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you're listening to this. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love you.